Albert Lee, home of the Albert Lee Tigers, for baseball action, postponed from Thursday against Owatonna. And this is going to be quite the tilt. These guys are third and fifth. Tied for third is Owatonna in the Big Nine standings. And Albert Lee is fifth at 8-6 in the league play, but 8-7 overall. Albert Lee coming in with a 3-game losing streak, trying to break that because they got a shot at getting into third place, because if they can beat Owatonna, who's just a game or a game and a half ahead of them in the standings today, Owatonna still has to play Mankato West. They play a doubleheader on Monday, and West is the number one team in the state in Class 3A. So that would be a tough row for them to hoe if we can beat them here and they lose to West in that first game, which would be the conference matchup. Then we can jump over Owatonna. Now Mankato East is still there at 9-4, tied with Owatonna. East also has to play Mankato West, the number one team in the state. So, I mean, you know, unless they're resting people, West should be able to beat those guys. And just if things go right and Albert Lee wins their final two conference games, they could jump into third place behind Northfield and Mankato West. Of course, that would entail beating Northfield also next week, and they're 11-2 in second place, right behind Mankato West at 11-1 in the Big Nine standings. Anyway, we had 5 games in 8 days all set to go this past Thursday, and that got ruined by Mother Nature. This game was rained out on Thursday and moved to today. And then the Friday game we had planned in Hayfield for baseball, the number 1 Hayfield Vikings in Class A, hosting the number 6 Lyle Pacelli Athletics baseball team. That was called last night, or early yesterday afternoon. So, and they couldn't make it up because their schedules don't mesh enough, and they weren't in the same conference, so it didn't really matter for standings, so they just canceled it all together. So that's off. But we have this game today, the makeup from Thursday. Now Monday we'll be in Mapleton for Hayfield baseball against Maple River. Maple River is about 11-4 as well. Not ranked in anything, but Hayfield number 1, of course, like I said, in the state. Tuesday we were going to do the Albert Lee girls. Their softball team was going to play St. Peter, but that game got moved to Monday first and then canceled altogether. And instead, they're going to be on Monday playing away from here. They play Owatonna. That's their makeup game for the Thursday rainout up in Owatonna. So we're not doing that road game. But we're hoping to do the NRHEG softball game, as they will host Hayfield on Tuesday. And then Thursday we'll finally get to see the girls from Albert Lee, if we get all nice weather anyway, as they wrap up their regular season on Thursday at home against, I forget, but forgive me if I forget, but that's a lot of towns I just ran through, so you got to forgive me on that one. But it's been a mess. Mother Nature stepping in. And then, of course, last night the races at Chateau Speedway were also called off because of weather from earlier in the day that prevented them from getting the track in shape. But they'll have all that, the Gatormson Memorial and all that, on Friday next week. So don't worry about that, and they'll hopefully get it in. With a nice day today, expected to be somewhere in the mid-80s. I think it's close to that, if not there, but now it's 81 right now, yeah. So we're going to start with the lineups here. Albert Lee is going to throw pitcher Blake Olvey out there at these Huskies, who have had a good year, 9-4, and they're 10-5 overall. He'll face Peyton Barber, the center fielder. Batting second is Taylor Bogan, the DH. Matt Sikora, the first baseman, will bat third. Grant Kirch will bat fourth. He's the third baseman. Shortstop Brayton Truelson will go fifth, and then sixth is Nick Williams, second baseman. Right fielder Connor Budak will bat seventh. Dylan Moss is the left fielder, batting eighth. And Mason Kunkel, first baseman, bats ninth. Joseph Dubb is the catcher, and he will not bat. He's got Taylor Bogan batting for him in the second spot in the order. Matt Sikora will pitch for Owatonna against these Tigers. Boy, it's been a season of streaks for Albert Lee. They lost their first 3 games of the year, then they won 6 in a row, and now they're currently on a 3-game losing streak. But the record is 8-6 in the Big Nine, 8-7 overall for Albert Lee. And like I said, they're in 5th place right now in the Big Nine standings, but with a couple of wins here to wrap up the season, and if other teams lose to Mankato West ahead of them, then they actually could end up 3rd in the Big Nine standings before it's all said and done. Albert Lee is going to bat Brennan Bakken, the junior center fielder, first. Henry Agam, the junior third baseman, will go second. Third is Jack Jellinger, senior, playing shortstop. Trevor Ball is senior first baseman, batting cleanup. Blake Ulvey, senior pitcher, batting fifth. Ethan Ball, the DH today, he's a senior as well. Cody Yokel, senior catcher, bats seventh. Joey Flores is batting eighth and playing in left field, with Carter Miller, the junior, playing right field and batting ninth. Cam Davis will play second. He's a junior, and he will not bat, as Ethan Ball will bat for him. 7 seniors on the team. And, of course, they graduated last night in Albert Lee. So they're technically graduates playing a little baseball to finish out the season. And some of them will also be playing Legion ball here coming up this summer. We're going to have a bunch of those games as well. It's Power 96 is 96.1 FM KQPR, Albert Lee, Minnesota. And we'll be back with the game here coming up from Hayek Field. Albert Lee against Owatonna in high school baseball action. Here on Power 96 Sports.
Hi, this is Mary from the Seed House Garden Center. Adding mulch to your landscape has lots of benefits. Your property looks tidy and you don't have to water or weed as often when you put natural mulch around your trees and shrubs. Mulch is a labor saver in every way. At the Seed House Garden Center, buy 4 bags of 3 cubic foot hardwood mulch at $4.99 each and get the 5th bag free. Albert Lee Seed House Garden Center, located on West Main in Albert Lee. Dirty hands, dirty knees, cleansed soul.
It's boat show time again, and this year things will look a little different. Hi, this is Josh with Mapleton Marine, and due to the pandemic and COVID restrictions, our annual boat show featuring Crestliner and Sanger boats, South Bay pontoons, and Hewitt and Pure Pleasure docks and lifts will not be happening this year. We are open and ready for business in Mapleton and ready to help you with your summer social distancing. Come see us in Mapleton and don't miss out on all the huge boat show specials going on now. Mapleton Marine on Highway 22 in Mapleton and mapletonmarine.com. After all, life is better on a boat.
Have you been having problems with your dishwasher, stove, washer, or dryer? Call Orrin Mortensen with On the Spot Appliance Service. With over 30 years experience, Orrin does repairs for all major household appliances and commercial cooking products, including fryers and grills. On the Spot Appliance Service is warranty authorized for most major brands and is a local LG appliance servicer. Don't let your wannabe handyman fix a problem and make it worse. Call Orrin Mortensen with On the Spot Appliance Service anytime at 256-8099.
Are you paying too much for garbage collection? Call Thompson Sanitation today at 256-4370. You'll learn why to make the switch. Thompson Sanitation is locally owned, keeping your money in our local community. They offer garbage disposal and roll-off service with competitive prices and the best service around, too. And it's so easy to change. Start your service today. No BS with TS. Call 256-4370 to get the best service at the best prices in the area. Thompson Sanitation. Be loyal. Shop local.
Are you considering remodeling or maybe building new? If so, you need to talk to Tate, or you could just ask Josh. They're both professionals, and you can find them at the Geneva Lumberyard just off I-35 in Geneva. The Geneva Lumberyard is your full-service lumberyard and home design and drafting center. For your next project, stop in or call the Geneva Lumber Company at 256.
All right, we are back here at Hayek Field for the matchup between Albert Lee and Owatonna here for high school baseball action. And Blake Ulvey taking his warm-up tosses to Cody Yokel here from beautiful Saturday afternoon. Getting ready to face the top of the order, Peyton Byer, Taylor Bogan, and Matt Sikora for the Owatonna Huskies. I was going to see how Owatonna was faring coming into this tilt here today. They're 11-5. They have they lost their last game 10-1 to Northfield. Of course, Northfield is second in the Big Nine, so tough contest there. They've kind of been up and down here lately, winning a couple, losing one, winning one, losing one, so back and forth. Albert Lee, of course, like I said, on the 3-game losing streak coming into tonight. It's been a season of streaks. They had that 3-game losing streak to start the year, then won 6 in a row. And now on a 3-game losing streak again with the 8-6 record in the Big Nine, 8-7 overall. Sports boosters include on-the-spot appliance service, Albert Lee Seed House Garden Center, Thompson Sanitation, Geneva Lumber Company, Mapleton Marine, as well as special thanks to Becker Auto and RV in Hayward, Freeborn County Solid Waste, Derek's Preferred Auto, Northbridge Mall, T&W Towing, State Farm Insurance Agent Dave Klotz sponsoring the scoreboard, and strikeouts for Albert Lee pitchers. Hopefully Blake Ulvey will have a bunch. And those are by Bleacher Sports Bar and Grill, South Broadway in Albert Lee. Just about ready to go here. It's Olvey against Byer. To start things, Peyton Byer, the center fielder, right-handed hitter. He's got a little pink in his shoes there. Blue, light blue baby blue shoes with pink lining on them. It's kind of cool. There's a foul into the fence for strike one to start things. We are doing audio on Power 96, 96.1 FM, KQPR, Albert Lee, Minnesota, as well as online, worldwide, video and audio streaming. Here's a pitch. Just inside. It's going to be a ball and a strike to Byer. Online on our website, kqprfm.com. We're also on our YouTube channel. You can go to YouTube and search for Power 96 Baseball. Find it there. Also on our Facebook site, facebook.com/Power96MN. Tell people out of the reach of our radio that they can watch and listen to the game online as well. Just as long as they have a hookup. There's a strike on the outside corner, and it evens the count at 2 each, 2-2 to leadoff batter Peyton Byer of Owatonna. And the 2-2 from Olvey is laced into left field, right over third baseman Henry Eggum's head, and out there to Flores, who gets it into shortstop Jellinger, and they have their first batter aboard with a base hit. Taylor Bogan, the DH, is up, left-handed hitter. Nobody out, one on here, top of the first. This game making a makeup game from Thursday's rain out here. At first they moved it from 6:30 start to 4:30 on Thursday, and then they moved it to Owatonna, and then they called it off. So we went around the horn with them there. Strike one to Bogan to start things here. Second batter, Byer taking his lead off at first. Bogan taking his warm-up swings from the left-hand side, and throw over to first. Back in time is Byer. First baseman Trevor Ball and Blake Olvey trying to get Byer napping over there at the early part of the game. He's got about a 3-4 step lead now off of first. The 0-1 is delivered and fouled back and out of play. That was headed for a car. 0-2. Lots of strikeouts today, Mr. Olvey. That would be great. He's got the talent to do it. He's done it all year here. The number one pitcher for the Elverly Tigers, as he looks the runner back at first and then delivers just outside for ball one. 1-2. Byer gets a good lead over there, but hasn't taken off just yet. Bogan stepping in again. Here's the 1-2 as Olvey checks the runner and delivers home. That one's lifted to right center, and looks like Bakken's calling for it. He gets it out in center field for out number one. Brendan Bakken with the put out there on a F8. Back to first goes Byer, and now one down for Matt Sikora, the first baseman, right-handed batter. Still the runner on first, now one out. As Olvey looks in, checks the runner, who's got a 3-4 step lead out there off of first, and delivers home. The runner's going. Up with it is Yokel to second, and it's, it looked like it was in time, but he must have got his hand in there just in time. Byer safe at second on the steal. The throw was right on the bag from Yokel, as second baseman Cam Davis scooped it up there and applied the tag, but just not in time to get Byer. So a runner now in scoring position at second for Sikora with one out. Top of the first, no score here, just underway at Hayek Field. Come on down and enjoy. It's not too sunny. It's a cloudy day, but nice and hot and sticky. If you want to get out of the house, it's free to get in, so come on down. Pitch is outside. It's 2-0 now to Sikora. Grant Octakirk is on deck. And the pitch. Half swing, and they say he went. Strike one. 2-1 to Sikora. It'd be nice to get a strikeout here, one with two down. And a runner on second is a lot easier than one out with a runner on second, of course. Alvey checks that runner, Byer, as he leads off second, and he comes home with a breaking pitch outside ball 3, 3-1. Leadoff single by Peyton Meyer. He stole second. There's one out now, and here's the pitch. And it was up and high and inside for ball 4, and he walked him. First walk for Alvey. Puts runners at first and second now with one down. And Grant Ochterkirk, the third baseman, right-handed batter, will step in here with a good chance at an RBI, being the cleanup batter. He digs in and is ready to go with runners at first and second, and one out here in top of the first for Owatonna. Alvey delivers, and that is right through the right side of the infield and a base hit, and the runner is going to be waved in. The play comes home, but it's a little bit off target there from right fielder Carter Miller, a little bit soft. Yokel had to take a few steps forward to get it, and scoring behind him was Peyton Barber coming in from second on the RBI single by Sikora, or rather Ochterkirk. Sikora's at second. Now Braden Truelson, the shortstop, hitting right-handed with runners at first and second and one out and one in. Alvey delivers. That's a strike called on a breaking pitch there. 0-1. Need a fan up here in the press box. We do have windows. We can open that one, I guess, if you don't mind. Get a little air circulating here. There's the pitch outside for a ball, 1-1. Nice grab there by Cody. Keep the runners from advancing. 1-1, one out. Runners on first and second. One run in already for Owatonna here in the top of the first. Alvey checks the runner at second and comes home with the ball. 2-1. Nick Williams on deck, second baseman. He is the sixth in the lineup, so they got a healthy start here for Owatonna. Just a game and a half ahead of Albert Lee in the Big Nine standings. And that one's outside. 3-1. Alvey has one walk already. He's got a base open here, but I'm sure he doesn't want to load the bases with one out, so he's got to come back here and get a grounder, get a double play or something. That one is a called strike for 3-2 count. Albert Lee needing an out here with one down, top of the first. The full count pitch as Alvey checks the runner at second. And he comes home with a swing and a miss. He struck him out. That strikeout is brought to you by Bleachers Sports Bar and Grill on South Broadway in Albert Lee. Food specials every day, every weekday starting at 11, and then running all day long. They have breakfasts on the weekends from 8 to 11, and TVs galore for all your sports watching. Need the Wild in the playoffs, the Twins, NASCAR, golf, rock, paper, scissors, whatever they got. You can catch it there on South Broadway in Albert Lee. So two down now, runners at first and second. The first strikeout for Alvey. And he starts Nick Williams with ball one. A strikeout and a walk. A base hit. Two base hits in this inning for Owatonna has led to one run, but you can limit the damage with an out here. That one's fouled off Yokel's mask and out of play. Strike one, 1-1. 1-1. Now the field umpire is uncovering the rubber on the top of the pitcher's mound. Barely got. Alvey likes it nice and dusty up there, but the umpire wants to be able to see it so he can tell if he's got to call a balk or something. Bite your tongue. Here's the pitch. Sent high. It's going to be infield. Second baseman Cam Davis makes the catch, and they limit them to one run on a pop out there to the second baseman. A P4 for the third out. Well, they bat six, but they come up with only one. And after a half inning on the State Farm scoreboard, it's 1-0 Owatonna with Albert Lee coming to bat. And the scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Dave Klott and Albert Lee. Give them a call, 507-373-2377 for home, auto, life, and any other kind of insurance you might need. And we are going to get into the bottom of the inning here. You want to take a break?
So we're having technical difficulties. We're going to have to come off for like a few seconds.
Do we have audio?
Yes.
Okay, so we have technical difficulties going on. We're going to just leave the game here briefly and try and straighten things out and be back as soon as possible.
Power 96 is looking for camera operators to assist with our live streaming of high school sports. Pay will be on a per-game basis. If you're interested...
Back here at Hayek Field for the bottom of the first with Albert Lee coming to bat, trailing 1-0. And it'll be Matt Sikora facing Brennan Bakken, Henry Agam, and Jack Jellinger here in the bottom half of the first. Albert Lee surprising us here in the booth with red uniforms. Not their normal color. They started that against, who was it? Or was it Red Wing? And Red Wing doesn't have red uniforms either. And they have red in their name. But I digress. But they do have the red jerseys on with the white pants here today at home. And Brendan Bakken starts with ball one from Matt Sikora. And the second pitch outside and low, ball 2-0. Bakken hitting right-handed for the 8-6 Tigers. 8-7 overall, fifth place in the Big Nine. There's one right up the middle and scooped there by the second baseman. The throw to first, not in time as Bakken beats out the throw from Nick Williams. Boy, he had a long way to go. So safely at first, Brendan Bakken with an infield single. And Henry Agam will follow. The junior, third baseman. Matt Sikora with some dirt in his glove. Gets rid of that, and he's ready to go. Checks the runner at first. Bakken comes home. That's going to be a called strike on the outside corner for Agam, and he starts out 0-1. Paying a bunch of attention to Bakken. Haven't thrown over there yet, and he fakes going, and the pitch, and then a fake bunt by Henry Agam. He showed bunt and pulled it back. So it's 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Again, he shows bunt, and he does bunt. It goes right to the pitcher. He's going to take the out at first. And a sac bunt for Agam moves Bakken to second. One out, one on. The tying run at second. And Jack Jellinger, the senior shortstop, is there. And by far, well, I shouldn't say by far, but he's got the best average on the team by quite a ways. So if you have a runner in scoring position, this is the guy you want up there for the Tigers. And that one bounces in, ball one. But blocked nicely by catcher Joe Dub. I love the name, Joe Dub. Joe Dub. D-U-B. That's his last name. And it's Joseph, but I'm calling him Joe Dub. That one's inside for a ball, 2-0 to Jellinger. They're being careful with him, with Trevor Ball on deck. Another hard hitter. Here's the pitch. That was low for 3-0 to Jellinger. Jack probably will be taking here. As the pitch is, he does take it all the way, and strike one is called for a 3-1 count. Bakken dancing off second. One down. And the 3-1 is outside of ball. He walks Jellinger. Runners at first and second. One out. And Trevor Ball, the senior first baseman, coming up. Albert Lee trying to match the Huskies in the first inning here as they took a 1-0 lead in the top of the inning.
I figured it out.
And it's always good when your tech is laughing to himself. He's not going to share his joke with everybody else, but that's fine. It's 0-1 now to Ball, and he laces one to short. He has a little trouble with it, but they get the out at second, barely, as Jellinger was charging in there, but they did get that, and runner Bakken advances to third. So a fielder's choice for Ball, and the second out was Jellinger at second base. And Blake Olvey will come up with a runner at third, actually runners at the corners, and 2 out. Ball is on first, Bakken on third. Olvey, the senior pitcher today, is up, and he skies one. It's going to go out of play, first base side. Just makes it into the stands for strike one. So we're good, Reg?
Yes.
All right. So now I'm not lying when I say we're live on 96.1 FM and online at kqprfm.com. Also on our YouTube channel. Just search for Power 96 Baseball there. Oh, and fake going to third, fake to first. He didn't throw it anywhere, but.
You're on, but the commercials weren't making it onto the radio.
Hey, okay. Gotcha. Well, now we'll hear the commercials. But I did. I went through them once. We'll go through them again just because. It's our apologies to our sponsors, as that was the next pitch. It says 1-1 on the scoreboard, but on the spot appliance service, Albert Lee Seed House Garden Center, Thompson Sanitation, Geneva Lumber Company, Mapleton Marine. That one's a base hit. Nope, it hangs up and it's caught for the third out. I thought it was going to drop in. Boy, that thing hung up there with the humid air. And Connor Budak was able to go a few steps to his right and grab that one for out number 3. So the first inning ends with a 1-0 score for Owatonna, and the State Farm scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Dave Klott in Albert Lee. Dave handles investments and State Farm banking too, not just insurance. He's got it all for you at 106 South Broadway or online at daveclott.net.
Did you know that every 55 square feet of lawn generates enough oxygen for one person for one day? Maybe you're thinking about planting a lawn or doing a little work to get your yard into top shape for the summer. Stop by the Seed House Garden Center and let's talk grass together. From crabgrass prevention to the seed best suited for your site, the Seed House staff knows grass. Don't settle for second best when it comes to the first room in your house, your yard. Albert Lee Seed House Garden Center on West Main in Albert Lee.
Power 96 is looking for camera operators to assist with our live streaming of high school sports. Pay will be on a per-game basis. If you're interested, either call us at 507-373-9600 during regular business hours or email power96@kqprfm.com.
Commercial problems. Not on the air just yet, so we do appreciate our sports boosters, though. And we'll mention them often here as we get ready for the second inning of play. 1-0 Owatonna. As the tied for third Owatonna Huskies in the Big Nine playing the 5th place Albert Lee Tigers. And as I explained in the pregame, a win for the Tigers here and against Northfield could propel them into 3rd place in the Big Nine by season's end here, which ends next week. There's a swing and a miss at the first batter for the Huskies, Connor Budak here in the second. And it's an 0-1 count. Olvey had a strikeout and a walk in his first inning of work. Gave up the 1 run. And he fires a strike called 0-2 to Connor Budak, the right-handed hitting right fielder. Dylan Moss and Mason Kunkel to follow here, the 7, 8, 9 hitters in the Owatonna order. There's a swing and a miss. Cody Yokel dropped the ball, but then quickly picks it up and tags him out for sure. Strikeout brought to you by Bleachers Sports Bar and Grill on South Broadway in Albert Lee with food specials every weekday starting at 11, running all day. And they have, of course, 14 big screen TVs for all your sports the Wild, the Twins, NASCAR and golf. They got the big major golf tournament going on too, so I'm sure you can watch all that with your favorite libations down there on South Broadway in Albert Lee. Second strikeout for Olvey. And there's one up and one down here in the second. Dylan Moss is up, right-handed hitting left fielder. Nobody on, one out. Top of 2 from Hayek Field. And that one is low for a ball. 2-0. Two balls and no strikes to Moss. And a called strike. Makes it a 2-1 count. Infield is playing back, except for third base. Henry Eggum's right up even with the bag, but other than that, everybody's deep. And then the outfield is pretty straight away. You've got Flores in left, Brendan Bakken in center, Carter Miller in right, Trevor Ball playing first, Cam Davis at second, Jack Jellinger at shortstop, Henry Eggum at third. This one's lifted foul the first baseline, charging for it, not quite getting there. Trevor Ball and also pitcher Blake Olvey giving chase to that one, just out of their reach. Olvey pitching to Cody Yokel, and that's defensively how the Tigers look here. And it's a 3-2 count now to Dylan Moss. With one out and nobody on here in the top of the second, Owatonna up 1-0. As Moss awaits the pitch, here it comes. And it's low for ball 4. Second walk given up by Olvey. First one didn't hurt him. They did score a run in that first inning, but that was on the leadoff batter who singled, stole second, and then was knocked in by Achterkirk. Mason Kunkel, the 9-hitter, is up. And then at the top of the order, due up next. But we need to double play right here. As Olvey checks the runner out of the corner of his eye and then delivers. Umpire thinks that's just a little high and inside for ball 1. 1-0 to number 9 hitter Mason Kunkel, the first baseman. As Moss gets his lead off for first. And the delivery by Olvey is another ball inside again. 2-0. Winds blowing from right to left today. They go over to first, and he gets back, does Moss. People sitting on the other side of the fence in the outfield, getting a view of today's game, brought their lawn chairs. That's good to see. Fans in the stands. As Olvey again throws to first, and he does not get Moss napping there. Trevor Ball trying to put the tag down on Moss, but the throw was to the other side of the bag, so not able to get that on there. Here's the pitch, and that's high. 3-0 now to Kunkel. You don't want to walk the 9-hitter, especially on 4 pitches, but he should be taking here, and Olvey should be able to groove one in there. You never know, those odd 9-hitters could swing at it. He takes that one, and it's strike 1 called. 3-1. One down, one on here in the top of the second. And Owatonna leading 1-0. As Blake Olvey throws over to first again, and back safely is Dylan Moss. Blake with 2 strikeouts and 2 walks here in his 4 outs of work. Checks the runner again and delivers home. And that is another called strike. 3-2 now. He fell behind Kunkel 3-0 and now has come back to make it 3-2. All right, Blake. Let's get one past him. Get some strikeouts rolling here. He throws to first again. Boy, they've really been paying attention over there to Moss. 3-2. Moss getting the big lead at first. And he's off. Oh, they had him. He started off for second before Olvey had released the ball. They try to throw over to first. It gets away from Ball, and down to second goes Dylan Moss. It's probably going to be a throwing error on Olvey. He wasn't quite sure that he had taken off because he's got his back to him, being a right-handed pitcher. But Moss took a few running steps, and then he realized, he didn't throw the ball home. And they should have had him there, but by the time Olvey realized it, threw around and a little wildly to first and allowed him to go to second. And then he walks Kunkel to put men on first and second. 2 walks in a row there for Blake, and Yokel's going to go out and talk to him. Settle him down a little bit. Runners at first and second. And the top of the order, Peyton Barber, who stole second, scored the game's only run in the first inning. For the 9-4 Huskies, who are 10-5 overall, they're 10-5, we're 8-7, so just 2-game difference in the standings overall. A couple of teams at the top of the standings in the Big Nine. There's a swing and a miss from Byer. And that makes it 0-1. He blew the fastball by him there. Taylor Bogan is on deck. And the pitch, a little high and outside. It's going to be ball 1. 1-1. Started the inning with a strikeout, then walked the next 2. And now we have Peyton Byer facing Blake Olvey. Checks the runner at second, delivers, swing and a miss. 1-2. His rear back and throw the flame there, Blake. 1-2, 1 out, 2 on. The Huskies up 1-0. Olvey checks the runner, who's dancing off second, and a swing and a miss for strike 3 and his third strikeout. That's brought to you by Bleacher Sports Bar and Grill on South Broadway in Albert Lea. Great food up and down that menu. You can't go wrong. And the specials during the week are under $10, so that's good too. Plus all those big screen TVs for all the sports you can ever handle. It's all for you there at Bleachers on South Broadway in Albert Lea. They have breakfast on the weekend too. This one is right through the right side of the infield for Taylor Bogan. And they're sending the runner from first, and that is from second base is Moss, who scores and make it 2-0 on an RBI single for Taylor Bogan. Make that, Taylor Bogan. Byer is out at second now. Well, wait a minute. Byer struck out. It's Kunkel who's out at second base now. And here's one roller to short, and Jellinger can't handle that one, and everybody's safe. That's got to be an E6. Fairly easy ground ball for Jack there. That allows Sikora to reach. Moves Bogan over to second, and Kunkel to third with 2 outs. Bases loaded now for Grant Ochterkirk, who has had the RBI in the first inning on a base hit. Now he comes up with bases juiced with Huskies. 2 outs. And Owatonna up 2-0. Olvey needs to work his way out of this one. He's got 3 strikeouts, so he can do it. There's a swing and a miss at an outside pitch, and it's 0-1 to Grant. No balls, 1 strike, 2 down, bases loaded here for the Huskies in the top of the second. Olvey delivers, strike called. They throw down to third, and it's in time to get the guy off of third, Mason Kunkel. They threw him out to Yokel. Nice throw out to Henry Agam, and that is it. And that means that Ochterkirk will lead off the third inning. But they get through inning and a half here, gave up another run, but it's 2-0 Owatonna on the State Farm scoreboard as we head to Albert Lee's at-bats in the second inning. The scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Dave Klott in Albert Lea. For auto, home, health, life, any other kind of insurance, you got to call Dave. He's been around Albert Lea doing this for a long time. He knows what's right for you. He's at 106 South Broadway, or call him at 373-2377.
Did you know that every 55 square feet of lawn generates enough oxygen for one person for one day? Maybe you're thinking about planting a lawn or doing a little work to get your yard into top shape for the summer. Stop by the Seed House Garden Center and let's talk grass together.
From crabgrass Derek's Preferred Auto, Freeborn County Solid Waste, Becker Auto and RV in Hayward, as well as Mapleton Marine, Geneva Lumber Company, Thompson Sanitation, Albert Lee Seed House Garden Center, On the Spot Appliance Service, State Farm Insurance Agent Dave Klott, and Bleachers Sports Bar and Grill, South Broadway, Albert Lee. Thanks one and all. Could not do it without you. We do appreciate that. It's an ever-growing list. If you want to get on the Sports Boosters list, you can call us during the week, 9 to 5 at 373-9600. This was skied first batter into center field, short center for Ulvey, and one up, or that was Ethan Ball, one up and one down. Cody Yokel will come up with one out and nobody on here. Bottom of the second, Alberley trailing 2-0. Sikora looks in. And that one is skied foul and out of play for strike one to Cody. Cody and 6 of his other senior teammates graduating last night at the Gus. It turned out to be a pretty nice night for him. That's low for a ball, 1-1. Senior Joey Flores is on deck. The 6, 7, 8 hitters facing Sikora here. Yokel grounds one to short, and it's scooped up there by Braden Trulson, and he gets it over to Mason Kunkel for the out. 2 up, 2 down on a 6-3 put out, and Joey Flores, the left fielder, is up with the bases empty and 2 down here in inning number 2 with Owatonna up 2-0. That one's low. Ball 1 to Joey. Should Flores reach, Carter Miller will be up, the 9-hitter. And the pitch is laced to third on a nasty hop, but grabbed there beautififully by Octekirk, and he gets it over to Kunkel for the out. Boy, that was a nice play by the third baseman, Octekirk, who had a nasty hop. He was set for it to come right into his breadbasket. It ended up by his head, by his left ear, and he grabbed it with the glove and was able to get Flores for a 1-2-3 inning for Matt Sikora here in the second inning. And the State Farm scoreboard shows Owatonna up 2-0 after 2. And the State Farm Insurance Agent Dave Klott bringing you the scoreboard here. Call him at 507-373-2377 or check him out online for all kinds of insurance, investment, and banking needs at daveklott.net.
Hi, this is Mary from the Seed House Garden Center. Adding mulch to your landscape has lots of benefits. Your property looks tidy and you don't have to water or weed as often when you put natural mulch around your trees and shrubs. Mulch is a labor saver in every way. At the Seed House Garden Center, buy 4 bags of 3 cubic foot hardwood mulch at $4.99 each and get the 5th bag free. Albert Lee Seed House Garden Center, located on West Main in Albert Lee. Dirty hands, dirty knees, cleansed soul.
It's boat show time again, and this year things will look a little different. Hi, this is Josh with Mapleton Marine, and due to the pandemic and COVID restrictions, our annual boat show featuring Crestliner and Sanger boats, South Bay pontoons, and Hewitt and Pure Pleasure docks and lifts will not be happening this year. We are open and ready for business in Mapleton and ready to help you with your summer social distancing. Come see us in Mapleton and don't miss out on all the huge boat show specials going on now. Mapleton Marine on Highway 22 in Mapleton and mapletonmarine.com. After all, life is better on a boat.
Top of the third, and Grant Octekirk, who was up to bat when they threw out the runner at third, is leadoff batter here in the third, and a close play at first, and he's safe as that one was kicked around a little bit by Henry Egham. He finally got it and threw it over to Trevor Ball, just missed him at first, so a base hit inside, or a infield hit for Grant Octekirk, and he's 2 for 2 with an RBI and 2 singles. Braden Trulson, the shortstop, is up here. He struck out his first time up. One of 3 Ks for Blake Olvey today. Huskies up 2-0, top of the third. Runner at first and nobody out. And this one is lifted way high to left. Flores camping under it, makes the catch, and he dropped it after he caught it, thankfully. Not while he was catching it. And then we have one out on a fly to left. Nick Williams comes up. He popped out to second base his first time up. Runner at first, one out, top of the third, 2-0 Owatonna. I think we got all our issues straightened out here. And we're rolling along live on 96.1 FM, as well as online at facebook.com/power96mn. On our YouTube channel, just go to youtube.com and then search for Power 96 Baseball. Also on our website, kqprfm.com. And you can always find us on Twitter, tweeting things out. Twitter at Power96mn. There's a strike called to Williams. As Ochterkirk gets his lead off at first, the 0-1. Olvey checks him out before delivering home. That one's grounded to third, right past Henry Eggum and into left field for a base hit. And now runners at first and second as Ochterkirk's out there at second base. Williams at first. Connor Budak will be up. Budak struck out leading off the second inning. And Blake Olvey could use another K here with one out and runners on first and second. Already down 2-0. The wind is pretty stiff from right to left field. There's a swing and a miss at the first offering to Budak for an 0-1 count. Budak, another one of those with the light blue, baby blue shoes, but he doesn't have the pink trim as Beyer does. They throw to second. Back in time is Ochterkirk. His mom's going to make him do laundry tonight. 0-1. Here's the pitch. Outside. 1-1 now to Mr. Budak. Dylan Moss on deck. RBIs by Ochterkirk and Bogan so far, the only scoring here. Both runs for Owatonna. They throw down to second as Ochterkirk was hanging out way off the bag there, but really, Yokel tossed it down there, and both Cam Davis and Jack Jellinger, the second baseman and shortstop, probably weren't ready for that because they weren't anywhere near the bag, but nothing hurt. Jellinger ended up getting it, and safely in there was Ochterkirk. Here's the pitch. That's off of Yokel's helmet again. And it's 2-2 to Bodak. You worry about concussions. Even with catchers, with all the equipment they have, a lot of those blows to the head like that, they take their toll. And a 2-2 delivery to Budak is high and outside. 3-2 now. One out. Runners at first and second for Owatonna here in the top of the third. And Connor Budak with a 3-2 count. Blake Olvey checks the runners, and the pitch is lifted to right. And it looks like Miller's got his beat on it. He does, and the runner tags, and here's the throw into third. Ooh, they could have had him, but it got away from Henry Eggum, and no advancement there by the runner at third. But on his way to second was batter Budak, who, or rather the runner from first, Williams, who tags up and runs over as the throw goes to third. So Budak out on a fly to right. That's out number 2. But now runners are at second and third with the 2 outs, and Dylan Moss will come to the plate, and he walked and scored in the second inning. Olvey throws outside, and ball 1 to the 8-hitter Moss. He walked the 8 and 9 hitters last inning, which is not good. It's not good to walk back-to-back batters anywhere, but especially not the 8 and 9 hitters, because usually they're there because they're not the best hitters. So you want to challenge them. 3 strikeouts, 3 walks for Alvey. It's a 1-1 count now to Moss with runners at second and third and 2 outs. That one a little too low for the umpire's liking, and it'll be 2-0. Or 2-1, I guess. I missed one there. Oh, yeah, he lifted one foul. 2-1 to Moss. Alvey, the right-hander, gets a good look at the runners from that position. This one should be the third out, as calling for it is Trevor Ball just behind first base, and he makes the grab for the out, and no further damage done. After 2.5, it is still 2-0 Owatonna. On the State Farm scoreboard, brought to you by insurance agent Dave Klott in Albert Lee, with all kinds of insurance needs at 373-2377. Plus, banking, yeah, State Farm Bank, and he handles investments as well.
Have you been having problems with your dishwasher, stove, washer, or dryer? Call Orrin Mortensen with On-the-Spot Appliance Service. With over 30 years experience, Orrin does repairs for all major household appliances and commercial cooking products, including fryers and grills. On-the-Spot Appliance Service is warranty authorized for most major brands and is a local LG appliance servicer. Don't let your wannabe handyman fix a problem and make it worse. Call Orrin Mortensen.
Are you paying
with
too much for
On-the-Spot
garbage
Appliance
collection?
Service
Call
anytime.
Thompson Sanitation today at 256-4370. You'll learn.
Back here at Hayek Field with a 2-0 Owatonna lead, and into the bottom of the third with Albert Lee. They're 9 1-2 hitters to face Matt Sikora here. Carter Miller, Brennan Bakken, and Henry Eggum. He squares the bunt from the left side, does Miller, and he'll beat that throw to first. Pitcher Sikora fielded it and threw. It seemed cleanly enough, but it was placed perfectly by Miller. And a bunt single puts him aboard for Brennan Bakken here in the third. Bakken takes the first pitch, and it's low for a ball. 2-0 Owatonna here, bottom of the third. As Blake Alvey has nearly doubled the number of pitches that Matt Sikora has thrown, although he does have an extra inning of work out there. But Blake up to 47 through 3. Sikora starting this inning with 24 pitches thrown. And it's 1-0 to Bakken. They throw over to first, and in safely is Miller. Carter getting a big lead over there, and he dances off. Not huge, but a sizable lead. Here's the pitch. Shows bunt, pulls back, and it's a strike. One ball, 2 strikes to Brennan Bakken with Henry Eggum on deck. Miller is the lead off of first. That one's outside a ball, 2-2. Junior center fielder Brennan Bakken. Got Bakken coming back. You got Egan coming back next year with Carter Miller. All kinds of good experience there. A grounder to short. Stepped on second by shortstop Braden Trulson. Throws it to first to Mason Kunkel for the double play. And that clears the bases with 2 down now and Henry Eggum up. Miller thrown out there. Or not thrown out, actually. It was shortstop Trulson stepping on second to eliminate him. And then throws to first to Kunkel to get Bakken. And now Eggum up with nobody on and 2 outs. Trailing 2-0. He laces one to left, and it bounces for a base hit. Nice shot there by Henry. He had a sacrifice bunt in the first and a single here in the third. Jack Jellinger's up now. He walked in his first plate appearance. 2 down here in the third inning. Jellinger with a 1-0 count. Steps back in, right-hand side. The delivery is strike called, 1-1. Jack graduating last night with 6 of his teammates. And the toss is laced up the middle, off the glove of the shortstop and into short center for a base hit with a hard shot. I'm calling it a base hit for Jack Jellinger. It was a hot shot, and shortstop Braden Trulson had to roam to his left, and it was just glanced off his glove, so he would have had a hard time throwing it out anyway. Trevor Ball comes up now with runners at first and second and 2 out. Trevor reached on a fielder's choice in the first. Blake Olvey on deck. Should Ball get on here with 2 down in the third. The pitch is low, but hits the outside corner according to the umpire. So it'll be 0-2 to Trevor. That one is lifted to center, but getting a bead on it out there is Peyton Beyer. He backs up and makes the one-handed grab for the third out. On a high fly to center field. So that does end the Tigers here in the third. And with the third inning completed, the State Farm scoreboard shows 2-0 Owatonna. Scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Dave Klott in Albert Lee, with insurance needs of all kinds, plus investments in banking at 106 South Broadway. As we continue here for the fourth inning, scheduled for 7, of course, in this makeup game from Thursday night. Well, that had us hopping because it was scheduled for 6:30, and those games never start until 7:15 or 7:30 because the JV's playing before, and it seems to drag on. Then they got to manicure the field and all that. So it takes a while, but then the rain and all that, they moved it up because of rain scheduled for Thursday night. They just switched the JV and varsity's times. They moved it to 4:30, but then all of a sudden it was scheduled for 4:30 or 5 in Owatonna. They moved it to a new city, and then they canceled it or postponed it. So we really had to be on our toes there, or we'd have ended up in the wrong place with nothing to broadcast. We would have had to broadcast the grass growing. But fourth inning here for Blake Olvey with 3 strikeouts and 3 walks. He's given up the 2 runs, 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Mason Kunkel, the 9-hitter, will lead off here in the fourth inning for Owatonna. And then top of the order, Peyton Barber and Taylor Bogan. Kunkel walked his first time up. Olvey needs a 1-2-3 inning. He's thrown 62 pitches through the 3 innings of work. 38 for Sikora. Quite the difference. But high schoolers can go 100 pitches. Close to it. If they haven't had work recently. It's 1-1 now to lead off batter. Fourth inning, 2-0 Owatonna, and they are at bat here. Nobody out, nobody on, and the swing and a miss makes it 1-2. Olvey trying to get the strikeouts numbers up here. He's averaging 1 an inning so far. And a called third strike. Boy, do I know how to call him. 1 out. His 4th K, and that's brought to you by Bleachers Sports Bar and Grill in Albert Lee, with breakfasts on the weekends from 8 to 11. So take the family tomorrow for a great breakfast. They have food specials all week long, too, starting at 11. And under $10 is for the cost. You can't go wrong with that. Plus, when the Wild are playing in the playoffs, or the Twins have a game, or NASCAR this weekend, or the golf major going on, they've got a TV for it because they can do 14 sports at one time. It's really good. If you're a sports fan, you got to go there. South Broadway, Albert Lee, Bleachers Sports Bar and Grill. 1 up and 1 down via the strikeout. And now the top of the order, Peyton Beyer, who had a single, a stolen base, and a run scored in the first, and then struck out in the second. He lifts one foul. It's going to be 0-2. Foul and out of play on the first base side. Field looks in pretty good shape here after all the rain. We get an inch, 6/10 or so in Albert Lea, I saw. The puddles are non-existent, and the outfield looks like it's in good shape. That one's lifted high in the infield, and making the catch over there is Trevor Ball at first for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down. Taylor Bogan is the DH today for the Huskies, and he is 1 for 2. He had flew out to center field in the first, and then an RBI single in the second. Left-hander outside for ball 1. Wind blowing again, steady from right to left. That one's grounded to second. Up with it is Cam Davis. Slowly it rolls to him, but he does get it over to Blake Olvey covering first in time to get Bogan for a 1-2-3 inning. Boy, surprised he wasn't charging that one a little bit more. It was ended up being a 4-1 put out, but it worked, and they get out of the inning without giving up any more runs and still trail 2-0 after 3.5. On the State Farm scoreboard, brought to you by Agent Dave Claude in Albert Lea. Dave has investments and the State Farm Bank as well. If you need loans for houses or anything else, so you can check them out at 373-2377 or 106 South Broadway in Albert Lea.
Are you considering remodeling or maybe building new? If so, you need to talk to Tate, or you could just ask Josh. They're both professionals, and you can find them at the Geneva Lumberyard just off I-35 in Geneva. The Geneva Lumberyard is your full-service lumberyard and home design and drafting center. For your next project, stop in or call the Geneva Lumber Company at 256-0045 and talk to Tate or just ask Josh. That's the Geneva Lumber Company, open Monday through Friday to serve you. Power 96 is looking for camera operators to assist with our live streaming of high school sports. Pay will be on a per-game basis. If you're interested, either call us at 507-373-9600 during regular business hours or email power96@kqprfm.com.
All right, back to Hyde Field here. 2-0 Owatonna as Albert Lea comes to bat in the bottom of the fourth. 96.1 FM is KQPR, Albert Lea, Minnesota. As first pitch is in the dirt to Mr. Olvey. Blake, his first time up, was the third out of the first inning. So looking to atone for that and get some bats rolling here as Sikora throwing the shutout so far. Well, Olvey with a 1-2-3 inning, his first one of the night or the day here in the top of the fourth, and he's got 4 strikeouts from the mound. That one is high and again out of play, first base side. It's going to be 1-2 to Blake. Ethan Ball and Cody Yokel to follow. The 5, 6, 7 hitters need to do some damage here before it gets too far into the game. Bottom of the fourth, scheduled for 7, trailing 2-0. And a half swing, but he went. Now he's going to throw him out at first because the catcher dropped that third strike. But they get Blake on the strikeout for out number 1. Is that actually, that's the first strikeout for Sikora. I thought he had more than that. That'll bring up Ethan Ball, the DH, a senior. He popped out to center his first time up. Strike called on the outside corner to Ethan. Scoreboard has Blake Olvey at 71 pitches through 4 innings. This one's bounced to second. Couple of hops grabbed there by second baseman Nick Williams, and they throw ball out at first to Mason Kunkel, and there's 2 up and 2 down on a 4-3 put out. Cody Yokel comes to the plate. Cody out, shortstop to first in his first plate appearance. Yeah, 1 walk and 1 strikeout for Sikora. Otherwise, he has given up 2 or 3 hits here with no damage done. There's the pitch to Yokel, and that is low for a ball. Should Cody get on, Joey Flores due up next. Here's the pitch. Low and outside again, 2-0. Each pitcher with 1-2-3 inning. Sikora's was in the second inning. As Yokel blaces one over the second base for a base hit to center. A runner on with 2 outs for Joey Flores. He was the 3rd out in that second inning that went 1-2-3. Joey the 8-hitter, followed by Carter Miller if he reaches. And Yokel is coming out. They're going to have a pinch runner. Yeah. He's the catcher. He's got to get all the equipment on for the next inning, and there's already 2 outs, but they're going to put Trey Hill in to run for him. So Trey Hill at first. Joey Flores is up 2 down. Bottom of the 4th, trailing 2-0. And Flores lifts one to right, but gathering it together and grabbing it is Connor Budak to get the out there on a fly to right. And stops the threat there. So after 4 complete, it's 2-0 Owatonna. Still anyone's game. State Farm Scoreboard brought to you by Dave Klott Insurance in Albert Lee. You can call them for home, auto, life, health, any kind of insurance with investments too at 373-2377. Or check them out online, daveklott.net.
Did you know that every 55 square feet of lawn generates enough oxygen for one person for one day? Maybe you're thinking about planting a lawn or doing a little work to get your yard into top shape for the summer. Stop by the Seed House Garden Center and let's talk grass together. From crabgrass prevention to the seed best suited for your site, the Seed House staff knows grass. Don't settle for second best when it comes to the first room in your house, your yard. Albert Lee Seed House Garden Center on West Main in Albert Lee.
Are you paying too much for garbage collection? Call Thompson Sanitation today at 256-4370. You'll learn why to make the switch. Thompson Sanitation is locally owned, keeping your money in our local community. They offer garbage disposal and roll-off service with competitive prices and the best service around, too. And it's so easy to change. Start your service today. No BS with TS. Call 256-4370 to get the best service at the best prices in the area. Thompson Sanitation. Be loyal. Shop local.
Pitcher against pitcher to start the 5th here. As Matt Sikora comes to bat against Blake Olvey, and we get going here on inning number 5. He's the 3-hitter, is Sikora. And he had a walk in the first and then reached on an error by shortstop Jake Jellinger in the second. First pitch to him is ball 1. He will be followed by Grant Achterkirk as well as Braden Truelson. And the pitch is swung on and missed. Well, you got a good hack at that one. It's 1-1. Albert Lee's going to need to get some runs going here for too much longer. They're down to their last 9 outs. Otherwise, that one's low and a ball 2. 2-1. Good scoop by Yokel. But with nobody on, he didn't have to show off like that. He's a good defensive catcher. He hangs on to lots of stuff there, and that one's out of play behind the plate. 2-2 to Sikora. Pretty good pitchers duel going here today. Not a lot of strikeouts. Olvey's got 4. Sikora's got 1. But very limited runs. 1 in the first, 1 in the second for Owatonna, and here we are on the top of the 5th. Still 2-0. Lots of goose eggs on the scoreboard after those ones. No crooked numbers anyway. There's a grounder to third, scooped up there by Eggum, and he throws it across in time to ball to get leadoff batter Sikora on a 5-3 putout. 1 up, 1 down for Grant Achterkirk. He is a third baseman. who singled and an RBI single in the first and a single in the third. So 2 for 2 for cleanup hitter Grant Achterkirk. Achterkirch. I'm glad I don't have to sign that name. Sign on the bottom line, Grant. I think he probably just makes an A with a squiggly line after it. 1-0 to count to Grant, and he swings and misses at the next offering from Alvey for a 1-1 count. Alvey has averaged a strikeout an inning, so he needs to find one here, and it's got a 1-1 count to Grant, and he delivers. The breaking pitch, strike called, 1-2. Nice pitch by Blake. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the next pitch, and it is just outside for a ball. Good eye by Grant. Umpire gave a long look at that one. 2-2. And the 2-2 hits him right in the hip. And first hit batter. 4th walk for Alvey. And that'll bring up Braden Truelson. Struck out in the first and flew to left in the third. So 0 for 2 for Braden, the shortstop for the Huskies. Now with 1 out and 1 on here in the 5th. And Owatonna up 2-0. Truelson steps in and ready to go. Alvey looks at the runner at first. Achterkirk then delivers outside for ball 1. This umpire has a slow strike call, so you really have to wait and see what he's going to do. Since I'm right behind him, can't see the whole plate, I can kind of tell where it's going, whether it's inside and outside, but as far as knowing what he's thinking, you just got to wait on him. That one's inside for a ball, 2-0. Memorial Day right around the corner. Week and a couple of days away. Got the MIAPOW flag flying out of the American flag here at the ballpark. Both flapping in the breeze there from right to left as the wind blows. And that one's fouled back and out of play. So 2-1 to Truelson. It's Achterkirk with his lead at first. 1 out. Alvey delivers and outside a ball. 3-1 to Truelson with Nick Williams on deck. Blake checks the runner. Gets the sign. Delivers inside. He walked him. Back-to-back walks here in the 5th. One a hit batter and one a walk. Brings up Nick Williams with runners on first and second as Achterkirk heads down to the middle base and Truelson takes over first. Williams has a pop out to second base and a single in the third. So 1 for 2 for him as he steps in with 1 out. Top of the 5th, Owatonna up 2-0. This makeup game from Thursday. Last night's game's not going to be made up. That's fouled down the first baseline, strike 1. We were going to be in Hayfield for the big matchup. Number 1 Hayfield against number 6 Lyle Pacelli as far as Class A rankings go. But that one got a little too wet over there in Hayfield, and they decided just to call it off. And they can't make it up with schedule not meshing, so that one was lost. But we'll have Hayfield in Mapleton on Monday, and that one is just fouled on the third baseline. Third base coach had him rounding third and scoring on that one, and they called their foul. 0-2 to Williams with 1 out. Runners at first and second. So, yeah, Maple River hosting Hayfield. Should be a good baseball game there, too, with Maple River at 11. I think they're 11-4, 12-4, something like that. Not ranked in the top 10, but, of course, Hayfield is 16-0 and ranked number 1. Baseball. That's a foul at the plate there and back out of play. Still 0-2. We were going to do the Elberly girls game Tuesday, but that one got moved to Monday and then canceled altogether with St. Peter. So we got to find a replacement, and I think we settled on NRHEG against Hayfield softball in New Richland. That one's lifted to the outfield, left center, and they both converge, just about run into each other, but a catch is made by left fielder Joey Flores for the second out. That could have been dangerous. Apparently nobody called for it because they both just kept running toward it and almost collided. They got to the ball at the same time, and Flores found it in his glove for a F7 and out number 2. That brings up Connor Budak. No. They got a pinch hitter here. It's Aiden Walter. He gets one over the pitcher and a slow roller to second. In time to first, though, to get the runner, and that ends the inning with no more damage done on a 4-3 putout for Aiden Walter to end the inning there, or the half inning. And through 4.5, it's still 2-0 in favor of Owatonna as Albert Lee tries to get the bats going here in the 5th. The State Farm Scoreboard brought to you by Agent Dave Klott and Albert Lee with investments and banking. Oh, yeah, and some insurance, too. At 106 South Broadway or online, daveclott.net.
Have you been having problems with your dishwasher, stove, washer, or dryer? Call Orrin Mortensen with On the Spot Appliance Service. With over 30 years experience, Orrin does repairs for all major household appliances and commercial cooking products, including fryers and grills. On the Spot Appliance Service is warranty authorized for most major brands and is a local LG appliance servicer. Don't let your wannabe handyman fix a problem and make it worse. Call Orrin Mortensen with On the Spot Appliance Service anytime at 256-8099.
Are you thinking ahead to next year? Thinking about a new boat to enjoy during upcoming summers? Then stop what you're doing right now and head over to mapletonmarine.com and check out the Sanger line of boats, specializing in an adrenaline rush for fun, water skiing, surfboarding, and wakeboarding. This line is sleek and powerful, providing you with excellent pull. What are you waiting for? Check them out now at Mapleton Marine on Highway 22 South and mapletonmarine.com. After all, life is better on a boat.
9-hitter Carter Miller starts with a ball to him. He swings and misses at the second offering. It's a 1-1 count now to start the bottom of the 5th for Albert Lee. Trailing 2-0 here. They need to get some runs going. Starting with a 9-hitter, Miller, followed by due-up, Brennan Bakken and Henry Egham at the top of the order. Here's the pitch. And a outside pitch makes it 2-1 to Miller, who had a bunt single his first time up in the 3rd. And he laces one foul and out of play, third base side. 2-2. 92 pitches for Olvey through 5 innings of work. That might be all for him. He might get one more, squeeze one more inning out of him, but it's getting up there. 48 for Sikora here in his 5th inning of work. Quite a few less than Blake, but quite a few less strikeouts, too. He's only got 1 K. Blake's got 4. So there, meh. 3-2. Ooh, and a swing and a miss by Carter with, I guess I shouldn't have smarted off to Sikora because he got the K there, second one of the game, and 1 down. Top of the order with Brendan Bakken up. Brendan had a single in the 1st and then bounced into a double play his last time up in the 3rd. Sikora delivers. Strike on that outside corner. Ump's been pretty consistent with that one. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Another, he put it in the same spot, and Bakken took it again for strike 2. Gonna have to swing at that one, Brennan. 0-2 to Bakken. And that one's inside. Ball 1. 2-0 Owatonna. They got their 2 runs in the first 2 innings. One in the first, one in the second, and that has been it for runs on the board. This one is a slow roller to short, and it's going to be close, and its throw is off, so he's safe. It was off the first baseman's glove. No error there. It was just a little bit off. First baseman Mason Kunkel not able to corral that one from Braden Truelson. So an infield hit for Bakken, his second single of the day. And we have 1 out and 1 on with Henry Eggum coming up. The junior third baseman had a sacrifice bunt in the first and a single in the third. As Bakken gets his lead, first pitch to Eggum, outside ball 1. Bottom of the 5th, 2-0 Owatonna. Albert Lee trying to crawl their way back into this one. Strike called, 1-1. They've played with the Huskies quite evenly here. They come to play against the top of the Big Nine. They have Northfield coming up. They're second place in the Big Nine. Albert Lee 5th. Just a game and a half behind Owatonna, who is tied for 3rd with Mankato East. Mankato West is 1st in the Big Nine, and they're number 1 in the state in 3A. And Owatonna and Northfield both have games, Owatonna and Mankato West. Mankato East both have games against West coming up, and so they could be L's. If Albert Lee can pull this game out and beat Northfield on Tuesday, they have a shot at finishing 3rd in the Big Nine if everything falls right for them, because their 2 opponents that are ahead of them in 3rd have to play West, the best team in the state. That one's out of play. It's 3-2 now to Eggum. And you wouldn't think that with Albert Lee coming into this game with a 3-game losing streak, but they do have a chance to finish in 3rd place. This one is to short and in the grass just behind the infield dirt. The catch is made by Truelson for out number 2. A little flare to short, and there's 2 outs with Bakken on first. Jack Jellinger comes up. He walked and singled in the game. Officially 1 for 1 with a walk. And he lifts that one on an awkward swing. Second baseman Williams back into the outfield grass to catch that one. And it's a 4 up, 3 down, 5th for Albert Lee, and they still trail 2-0 on the State Farm scoreboard after 5. Time's running short for the Tigers. The scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Dave Klott and Albert Lee. Call 373-2377 for auto, home, life, and all kinds of other insurance.
Are you considering remodeling or maybe building new? If so, you need to talk to Tate, or you could just ask Josh. They're both professionals, and you can find them at the Geneva Lumberyard just off I-35 in Geneva. The Geneva Lumberyard is your full-service lumberyard and home design and drafting center. For your next project, stop in or call the Geneva Lumber Company at 256-0045 and talk to Tate or just ask Josh. That's the Geneva Lumber Company, open Monday through Friday to serve you.
Are you paying too much for garbage collection? Call Thompson Sanitation today at 256-4370. You'll learn why to make the switch. Thompson Sanitation is locally owned, keeping your money in our local community. They offer garbage disposal and roll-off service with competitive prices and the best service around, too. And it's so easy to change. Start your service today. No BS with TS. Call 256-4370 to get the best service at the best prices in the area. Thompson Sanitation. Be loyal. Shop local.
Here we go with the 6th inning, and Blake Alvey still on the hill for the Tigers. 92 pitches thrown, and his 93rd hits. Leadoff batter Dylan Moss, the 8-hitter in the lineup, and he puts him on first to start the 6th. Trailing 2-0 are the Tigers. That brings up 9-hitter Mason Kunkel. He walked and struck out today. That is the 6th walk for Alvey. And they got a pinch hitter is Caleb Verity, and he will bat for Kunkel. As he steps in, runner on first, nobody out. Top of the 6th, scheduled for 7. Alvey checks the runner. Showing bunt is Verity, and that's foul down the third base side. He's disgusted with himself for doing, how could I do that? Strike 1. Top of the order, due up next, Peyton Barber for the Huskies. Up 2-0 here. Scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and nobody scored anything since. It's a pretty even ball game. Alvey checks the runner at first. Moss. They throw over there. It gets away from first baseman Trevor Ball, and on to second will go Moss. No, Moss, no. Yeah, it's a bad joke. And 0-1 still to pinch hitter Caleb Verity. But now he's got a runner in scoring position at second base. Nobody out. Top of the 6th. And he shows bunt again. This one also goes foul, this time down the first base side. Not as disgusted with himself, Verity. At least he didn't make the same movement with his head and roll his eyes. It's 0-2 now. Blow one past him here, Blake. Alvey checks the runner at second, Moss, and delivers to pinch hitter Verity, and it's just outside. Ball 1, 1-2. You know, that umpire's been calling that pitch, but he's also, you know, he's not calling everything way out there. But if you can come close to that outside corner, he'll give it to you. That one not close enough. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Yeah, he got a strikeout. His 5th of the game, and that's brought to you by Bleacher Sports Bar and Grill on South Broadway in Albert Lea. Weekend now, they got breakfast tomorrow, 8 to 11. Mark it down. Get there for that. I've heard it's absolutely delicious. Well, everything is, so I don't doubt it. I eat there regularly for the daily kitchen special. They have a different one every day, under $10. And they got all the sports you can handle, too. The Wild play today? I don't know. The Wild, the Twins, golf, NASCAR, whatever it is. They've got it for you on the 14 big screens on South Broadway in Albert Lea. Now, one down, runner on second, top of the order, Peyton Barber. He has singled, struck out, and popped out to the pitcher. Swing and a miss there, makes it 1-1. 1-1 with 1 out. Moss still out there at second after he was hit by a pitch and then made his way to second on an overthrow where they were trying to pick him off first. That's base hit to left. It's going to wave him in. Moss will score, and it's 3-0 on an RBI base hit for Peyton Barber. And Taylor Bogan, the DH, flew out to center. RBI single in the second, and then out second to first, well, second to pitcher, covering first in the 4th. Now, Blake Olvey over 100 pitches on the day. Still in there and delivers. That one's blasted in the air. Shortstop, center fielder, both converging. Caught by Bakken. He had a long way to run, but he got there for out number 2 to shallow center. And Matt Sikora comes to the plate with a runner on first, 2 outs, and a run in already. Sikora has walked, reached on an error, and then grounded out to third. Moss scored. Now at first is Bayer rather. I think I call him Barber every once in a while. It's Peyton Bayer. There must have been a Peyton Barber in my past. That makes me keep saying it. 0-1 to Sikora. 2 down here, 3-0 Owatonna in the 6th. Fouled back to the screen, and it's 0-2. And Blake's got him where he wants him. Looking for strikeout number 6, Ulvey, with more than 100 pitches thrown. Through 5 2/3. And he can help himself get out of this with a great pitch here. He looks the runner back, and he throws one in. It's a ball. The runner goes to second, and the throw was there in time, but bobbled a little bit by Cam Davis, and safely in at second is Byer. Now another runner in scoring position for Sikora. It's 1-2 to him. My daughter's dance recital's at 4. Looks like I'll make it unless Alberti can tie it and send it to extra innings here. I'll get yelled at, but hey, what can I do? I'll catch the 7 o'clock performance if I can't make the 4. 2-2 now. Here's the pitch. And it's grounded foul, third base side. Sikora, who's batting, is the pitcher for the Huskies. He's at 65 pitches through his 5 innings of work. So looking good for him. Ulvey laboring a little bit with over 100, and he has a chance to get out of this inning. And they throw to second. They got the runner hung up, but he's going to actually get to third safely as Yoko threw to second. And the base runner, Byer, was already halfway to third and makes it in there safely. Good try, just got a little crossed up, and now a runner at third with 2 outs. Sikora still batting with a 3-2 count against him. 2 down, 6th inning. Ooh, that's inside, he walks him. First and third with Grant Octekirk coming up, and he has 2 singles and a walk, and then on 1 RBI in the game. Into takeout Blake Ulvey comes the entire infield and coach, Sean Gaston. Sikora at first on the walk. Byers over at third. First and third, 2 down. And what's the number on this guy? 2. Who's number 2? Caden Jensen coming in, the senior, to relieve Ulvey. The tall righty will take his warm-up tosses. We'll take a quick break and be back with more of the 6th inning here from Hayek Field on Power 96 Sports.
Are you considering remodeling or maybe building new? If so, you need to talk to Tate, or you could just ask Josh. They're both professionals, and you can find them at the Geneva Lumberyard just off I-35 in Geneva. The Geneva Lumberyard is your full-service lumberyard and home design and drafting center. For your next project, stop in or call the Geneva Lumber Company at 256-0045 and talk to Tate, or just ask Josh. That's the Geneva Lumber Company, open Monday through Friday to serve you.
Did you know that every 55 square feet of lawn generates enough oxygen for one person for one day? Maybe you're thinking about planting a lawn or doing a little work to get your yard into top shape for the summer. Stop by the Seed House Garden Center and let's talk grass together. From crabgrass prevention to the seed best suited for your site, the Seed House staff knows grass. Don't settle for second best when it comes to the first room in your house, your yard. Albert Lee Seed House Garden Center on West Main in Albert Lee.
Power 96 is looking for camera operators to assist with our live streaming of high school sports. Pay will be on a per-game basis. If you're interested, either call us at 507-373-9600 during regular business hours or email power96@kqprfm.com.
All right, so we have Caden Jensen coming in to pitch off the bench here in relief of Blake Ulvey with 2 outs and runners at the corners here in the 6th with a run in already for Owatonna to drive their lead to 3-zip. Blake Ulvey goes from pitcher to right field. Cam Davis comes out of the game. And the first pitch to Octekirk is outside for a ball from Jensen. 1-0. And the wind is really humming out there from right to left. Right field to left. Both flags on that pole are straight out and a flapping. This one is foul, but can Cody catch it? Just at the fence. He just runs out of real estate there. Was catchable, but it's a long way to go. Catcher's got to throw off the mask, find the ball, and run with all the gear and that weird glove and try to make a catch against the fence. It's always a tough one. So it's a strike. 1-1. Two outs, runners at the corners here in the top of the sixth. 3-0 Owatonna. Octekirk with the 1-1 count, and Jensen delivers outside and 2-1. Albert Lee down to their last 6 outs. Going to have to come up with something here. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the sixth so far for Owatonna. No crooked numbers. And that was fouled back and out of play. 2-2 with 2 outs. Alvey threw well over 100 pitches and had a pretty good performance. He had 5 strikeouts, 6 walks, a couple of hit batsmen, and no 6. And limited the damage as well as he could there with 1 run and 3 different innings. The runner goes to second. Finally, Jensen notices and pivots and throws to second, but not in time. And it's a stolen base for Sikora. Now second and third and 2 outs. There's got to be some talk out there, guys. I mean, Jensen's got his back to the runner. He doesn't know. You got to be, hey, he's going. I didn't hear any of that, so got to help a teammate. That's a called strike 3. Jensen comes in and strikes out Octekirk. That is not easy to do, as he was 2 for 2 with a walk coming into that at bat. But he gets the third out, and the damage is just a run here in the sixth. But it makes it 3-0 Owatonna as we head to the bottom of the sixth. State Farm Scoreboard brought to you by Dave Klott, Elberly Insurance Agent for all your insurance needs, investments, and banking. Go check them out at 106 South Broadway or online at daveclott.net.
Are you thinking ahead to next year? Thinking about a new boat to enjoy during upcoming summers? Then stop what you're doing right now and head over to mapletonmarine.com and check out the Sanger line of boats, specializing in an adrenaline rush for fun, water skiing, surfboarding, and wakeboarding. This line is sleek and powerful, providing you with excellent pull. What are you waiting for? Check them out now at Mapleton Marine on Highway 22 South and mapletonmarine.com. After all, life is better on a boat.
Have you been having problems with your dishwasher, stove, washer, or dryer? Call Orrin Mortensen with On-the-Spot Appliance Service. With over 30 years experience, Orrin does repairs for all major household appliances and commercial cooking products, including fryers and grills. On-the-Spot Appliance Service is warranty authorized for most major brands and is a local LG appliance servicer. Don't let your wannabe handyman fix a problem and make it worse. Call Orrin Mortensen with On-the-Spot Appliance Service anytime at 256-8099.
The bottom of the sixth, and Albert Lee will lead off with Trevor Ball, and he's got a pitch coming in here, and it's low for a ball. And Trevor has he bounced into a fielder's choice in the first, and then he popped out to first base in the third. So he's due. Got to get the bats going here, and there's one base hit to center. Boy, can I call him. Base hit for Trevor, and so he's on with nobody out, and Blake Olvey due up. Blake it was the third out of the first inning, and then he struck out in the fourth, so he's due as well. He's 0 for 2. The 4, 5, 6 hitters, Trevor Ball, Blake Olvey, and Ethan Ball to face Matt Sikora here in the sixth, trailing 3-0. Strike one's called to Blake. 6 outs left to try and get 3 runs here, and they got to, of course, shut down Owatonna the rest of the way. That one's bounced to third. It's a short hop, and Blake is hustling. He's safe And on to third is Ball, and he's safe on a close play to third. Third baseman thinks they got him. But apparently safe, says the ump. So first and third on an infield hit by Alvey. He was steaming down the first baseline. And that was a close play. And then the first baseman, Kunkel, throws over to third baseman, Ochterkirk. And that was a close play with Trevor Ball getting in safely. So first and third, nobody out. Bottom of the sixth, trailing 3-0. And now the Owatonna coach is out there talking to the umps, pointing a lot. As to the plate comes Ethan Ball, who has popped out to center, and he was out on a grounder to second, 0 for 2. So these guys were due, and they've come through with Trevor Ball lacing one to center, base hit, and then Alvey with an infield single. Well, he's pointing to first and third a lot. I don't know if he's going to get his way, but I doubt it. Ball is up here with runners at first and third and nobody out. Here in the bottom of the sixth. By the way, Caden Jensen's strikeout last inning brought to you by Bleachers Sports Bar and Grill on South Broadway, Elberly. Check them out. Sports all weekend, man. They got it for you. 14 big screens. And as well as great food down there at all times. And you got to check them out on South Broadway in Albert Lee. So 1-0 now to Ethan Ball with Trevor Ball at third, Blake Alvey at first, nobody out in the sixth, needing 3 runs. And they fake throw to third, fake throw to first, and everybody's back. Cody Yokel is due up next after Ethan. And Ball lets that one go, and it's called strike. 1-1. Tigers got something cooking here in the sixth. Back-to-back base hits, and now a grounder to short. Booted there by the shortstop, Trulson. And a run scores, and everybody's safe at first and second. That would be an error. An E6 allows Ball to score, but he gets the RBI with Trevor coming in to make it 3-1. Down to second is Alvey, and at first is Ethan Ball. And now the Huskies out on the mound looking to maybe replace their starter. I don't know. At least they're talking about things. Sikora only thrown 65 pitches so far in his 5 innings of work. And so far here in the sixth has given up a run on 2 hits and an error. They're not going to replace the pitcher. They're just talking things over a little bit. Yokel coming up, the catcher. He bounced out to third in the second inning, and then he had a single in the fourth. 1 for 2 for Cody today. He had a no doubt about it single to center there last time up. Well, it'd be nice to see that again because it could likely score Olvey to make it a 1-run game. The go-ahead run is at the plate for the Tigers right now. Takes pitch number 1 for ball 1. Showed bunt, but pulled back for ball 1. Alvey at second, Ethan Ball at first. Nobody out. 1 run in. No, they try and throw it to second. Oh, they do throw it to second, try and get Blake napping, but he's back in time. 1-0 to Cody Yokel. One of 7 graduating seniors yesterday for Albert Lee on this team. And there's a bunt. Third base side. Only 1 play for the pitcher there who fields it and throws out Yokel on a sac bunt that moves the runners. Perfectly done. 1 out now with runners at second and third. Tying run at second with Flores up. Alvey's at third. Ethan Ball at second. And Flores, who was out in the third, and also he's 0 for 2. He flew out to right field in the fourth. He's the 8-hitter. And due up next would be relief pitcher Caden Jensen. That one's outside and low, ball 2. I shouldn't have said anything about my daughter's recital because now they're going to make me late. I just know it. It's going to go 15 innings. And as a foul at the plate there for Joey. Goes straight back into the screen. 2-1 to Flores. And the pitch. Inside, he checked his swing, but they call it a strike. Apparently he twisted a little too far trying to avoid that one. It was an inside pitch. Probably would have been a ball if he wouldn't even have swung, but it went too far. Now it's 2-2. 1 out, runners at second and third. Base hit, ties it, could tie it. And that's a ground ball to third, and a run scores. They throw out Joey at first on a 6-3 put out. So 2 outs, but the run scores to make it a 3-2 to game. Owatonna with Ethan Ball staying at second. And it'll be Caden Jensen up. Jensen replaced Blake Ulvey as pitcher last inning. Ulvey went to right, and Carter Miller went out of the game. So that puts Caden Jensen in Miller's 9 spot in the order. Miller had a base hit on a bunt single in the 3rd, and then he struck out in the 5th. Jensen's first plate appearance here. Another one of the seniors. It's 0-2, though, to him with 2 down and a runner on second, trailing 3-2, but the Tigers have come back here. And the pitch is swung on and blasted to center, but the center fielder, Byer, has a bead on it, and he makes the catch, retreating to make the 3rd out of the inning. But they get 2 runs back to the Tigers, and they make it a good one. 3-2 after 6. The State Farm scoreboard brought to you by Agent Dave Klott and Albert Lee. He's got investments, banking, and insurance at 373-2377. Give him a call. You'll be glad you did.
Are you paying too much for garbage collection? Call Thompson Sanitation today at 256-4370. You'll learn why to make the switch. Thompson Sanitation is locally owned, keeping your money in our local community. They offer garbage disposal and roll-off service with competitive prices and the best service around, too. And it's so easy to change. Start your service today. No BS with TS. Call 256-4370 to get the best service at the best prices in the area. Thompson Sanitation. Be loyal. Shop local.
Power 96 is looking for camera operators to assist with our live streaming of high school sports. Pay will be on a per-game basis. If you're interested, either call us at 507-373-9600 during regular business hours or email power96@kqprfm.com.
Caden Jensen looking to shut down Owatonna here in the 7th. And then Albert Lee needs to come up with at least 1 run in their half of the 7th to extend the game, or maybe get a walk-off in the 7th of some sorts, because it's 3-2 through 6. Owatonna scoring 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 6th. Albert Lee coming up with their 2 in the 6th. Make it 3-2. And Braden Trulson will lead off here against Jensen, the 5-hitter, with Nick Williams and Connor Budock scheduled next. Trulson has struck out, walked, and flew out to left. So 0 for 2 with a walk. Strike 1 is called from Jensen, who ended the 6th with a strikeout, his first. Jensen looking in, the right-hander, delivers 0-1. And that's outside Trulson, so 1-1. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. The leadoff hitter in the top of the 7th, Braden Trulson of Owatonna, as the Huskies lead 3-2 here. Well, Albert Lee can win this one. They will. That's a big win, because if they can get it, because they play Northfield in a conference game next on Tuesday in Northfield. If they win that one, they could crawl into 3rd place in the Big 9 before the end of the season here. That one's lifted short outfield, and making the catch It's Jack Jellinger, the shortstop, in shallow center. So a fly out for out number 1. Nick Williams is up now. And he has been playing, he's been playing second base. Popped out to second, singled, and flew out to left in his 3 at-bats. 1 for 3. 1 out, nobody on. Top of 7, 3-2 Owatonna. As Caden Jensen, in relief of Blake Olvey, is trying to shut down the Huskies one more time so that the Tiger Bats can get going. They got 2 in the 6th, and they just need 1 more to extend the game, 2 more to win if they can shut them down here in the 7th. We're inside pitch there for ball 2. Broadcasting, of course, on our radio station, 96.1 FM, as well as online, video and audio. Tell your friends, Power 96 on the website, kqprfm.com. On YouTube, just go to youtube.com and search for Power 96 Baseball. And on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Power96MN. Look for announcements and things on Twitter, too. Twitter at Power96MN. Worldwide, baby. It's high and outside. It's going to be 3-1 to Mr. Williams. Nobody on, 1 out. Top of the 7th. 3-2 Owatonna. Jensen rocks and fires. That's going to be inside and low. And he walks his first batter of the afternoon. That puts a runner on, and Connor Budak will be up with 1 out. He struck out and flew out to right field, 0 for 2. Jensen looks in, checks the runner at first. Williams gets a short lead. The pitch swung on and fouled on the right field side, out of play. Strike 1. Oh and 1 with 1 out and 1 on here in the 7th. Overly needs to shut him down and get the bats going again in the bottom of the 7th. Try and get a walk-off win here. In a game delayed from Thursday due to wet, soggy field here at Hayek Field. Looks pretty good today. 1-1 now to Budak. And the pitch is swung on and missed. He might have got a piece of it, but it's fouled, so 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. Runner on first. There's 1 out here in the 7th for Owatonna. Jensen checks the runner, sets, fires, strikes, swing and a miss for a strikeout, his 2nd of the game, 2nd out of the inning. And a strikeout brought to you by Bleacher Sports Bar and Grill on South Broadway in Albert Lea. Great food and great fun down there. They got all the TVs, 14 big screens for all your sports watching needs. You got the Wild, the Twins, NASCAR, golf, quite a weekend going on. They might even have some tiddlywinks on there somewhere. I don't know. They got 14 TVs. You got to fill it with something. South Broadway, Albert Lea. There's a swing and a fly to right. It's drifting foul, and it's too far for Blake Olvey to get to. So a long strike for Dylan Moss. 2 down and a runner on first here in the 7th. Owatonna clinging to a 1-run lead. And the top of the order coming up for Albert Lea in the 7th. Bakken, Eggeman, Jellinger. Sounds like runs to me. 0-1 to 8-hitter Dylan Moss. That one's over the glove of Jensen, but scooped up there at second by Cam Davis, and he gets it over to Trevor Ball for the 3rd out. A 1-2-3 inning for Caden Jensen, including a strikeout. No damage done, and Albert Lea coming to plate. Last at bats in the 7th here with a chance to win it or lose it, or tie it, I guess. You got all the options available to them, and we'll see how they do with the top of the order coming up here on Power 96 Sports.
Remember when you used to envy theirs?
Nice boat!
Now, they envy yours.
Hey, nice boat!
When the weekend comes to you, you come down to the dock.
Check out the incredible deals on Hewitt docks, lifts, and accessories. Get the quality Hewitt products you need and want at Mapleton Marine, your boating and Hewitt headquarters. Mapleton Marine on Highway 22 or mapletonmarine.com. Facebook too. What are you waiting for?
Comes down to this, bottom of the 7th, Owatonna up 3-2. Elberly coming to bat. Top of the order, Brennan Bakken due up with Henry Eggum and Jack Jellinger to follow. They need 1 to stay in the game, 2 to win it. I love these exciting finishes. Albert Lee had given up 1 run in the first, 1 in the second, and trailed 3-0 with another run given up in the 6th. But last inning came up with a couple of runs when Trevor Ball singled, followed by Blake Olvey singling, and then an RBI for Ethan Ball on an error on the shortstop. A sac bunt by Cody Yokel, and another run scored. And Joey Flores, actually Flores knocked that run in. And they ended up getting 2 runs in the inning with Trevor Ball and Blake Olvey scoring, making it 3-2. Brennan Bakken is up. He had a single his last time up, bounced into a double play in the 3rd, and he also singled in the 1st for 2 singles for him tonight. See if he can get another one here as he gets ball 1 outside to start the 7th. The 1-0 is outside again. Peyton Beyer in to pitch for the Huskies here in the 7th. And it's the 2-0 pitch is outside. That's 3-0. Peyton Beyer coming in from center field to pitch here. I don't know if Socorro went out to center, but that would have been the easy way to take care of things. But here's the 3-0, taken all the way by Bakken. It's strike 1. 3-1. Got to get some guys on base and score at least 1 here, or it's over. And he walks the leadoff batter. Bakken is on for the 3rd time today. Henry Eggum is up next here. He's had a sacrifice bunt in the 1st that moved the runner along, and then single in the 3rd, and then flew out to short in the 5th. Nobody out. Bakken on first. He's the tying run. Eggum the winning run at the plate. And the pitch is called strike 1 on that outside corner. The 0-1 with Bakken getting his lead at first. And Beyer throws in to Eggum, and he fouls one off the catcher and out of play. So 0-2. Catcher Joe Dubb for the Huskies. 0-2. Nobody out and a runner on. That one is caught by the first baseman, and he's going to tag Bakken out for a double play. Unassisted double play by Mason Kunkel on a liner from Eggum down the first base line. Kunkel grabbed it and tagged out Bakken, who had his lead off of first, and now there's 2 down and nobody on an unassisted double play. Nice job for Kunkel. Dang him anyway. And Jack Jellinger comes up now with 2 outs and nobody on. And they're down to their last out. All of a sudden. Looked good for a while now. It doesn't look so good, but Jellinger's a good hitter. Maybe he gets a double. And then Ball hits him in to tie it up. You just watch. 1-0. Jellinger so far has a walk, a single, and a fly out to second. He skies one here. It's in play. It's foul territory behind the plate. Bounces off the fence and nobody grabs it. So long strike there for Jellinger, 1-1. Jack graduating yesterday. Be nice to have him celebrate that with a big hit here. Keep the inning going, keep the game going. And the 1-1 is low for a ball, 2-1. Back-to-back doubles would be just great right now. 2 down here in the 7th. That's outside and low. Ball 3-1. 2 down to their last out are the Tigers. 3-1 pitch from Peyton Beyer to Jack Jellinger. Here it comes. It's outside. He walked him. So he's on with 2 down, and Trevor Ball comes up. He got on with a fielder's choice in the first and then flew out to first in third inning, and then had a single and scored last inning. He's got Jellinger on first, 2 down. Trailing by 1 are the Tigers. Need to get that one at least here in the 7th or it's done. But if they can scratch that 1 run out, they'll go to extra innings. If they get 2 here, they win. It's just that simple. Ball 1 to Ball. And Jellinger jumps off first but doesn't go, and the next pitch is low for ball 2. Thanks again to our sports boosters on the spot appliance service, Alberthy Seed House Garden Center, Thompson Sanitation, Geneva Lumber Company, Mapleton Marine, Becker Auto and RV in Hayward, Freeborn County Solid Waste, Derek's Preferred Auto, Northbridge Mall, T&W Towing, State Farm Insurance Agent Dave Klott, and Bleacher Sports Bar and Grill. That one's low and outside. Ball 3-0 to Trevor Ball. With Jellinger on first, 2 outs. Blake Ulvey's on deck. And Peyton Beyer, the relief pitcher for the Huskies, checks Jellinger at first, delivers the 3-0, and taking all the way is Ball, and it's called strike, 3-1. We are broadcasting here, 96.1 FM KQPR, Albert Lee, Minnesota. And a walk. So back-to-back walks, and there's 2 on and 2 out with Blake Ulvey up. Base hit ties it. That tying run at second. I shouldn't say it matter-of-factly. It doesn't automatically tie it on a single. But a lot of times, with 2 outs, the runner will be going on contact. So if it's a base hit, he should score. And there's a confab on the mound for the Huskies. A little pep talk for Mr. Beyer, pitcher. Reminding the infielders where they go with it if they get it. Ulvey's up now. He made the third out of the first inning. He struck out in the 4th. Then he singled and scored in the 6th. He's got runners at first and second. Jellinger out there at second. Trevor Ball at first. 2 down. Trailing by 1, bottom of the 7th. This is the plot in a lot of movies. You're down 1 in the 7th. Last at bats. Can you do it? Well, Blake is quite an athlete. He's a hell of a hockey player, too. He's got his Louisville slugger, and he is ready to go here. First pitch to him. Called strike on the outside corner. Tying run at second, winning run at first. 2 down, bottom of the 7th. 3-2 Huskies, and Ulvey fouls that one out of play, first base side. It's 0-2, they're down to their last strike. No pressure at all. Byer looks the runners back in the 0-2. Swing and a miss. And the game is over. Albert Lee gave it a try, man. They came back with 2 in that 6th inning to make it a 3-2 game. And Byer gets his first strikeout there to end the game. And it's a 3-2 win for Owatonna over the Albert Lee Tigers. And the State Farm Scoreboard brought to you by Dave Klott, insurance agent in Albert Lee. You can call him for insurance needs at 373-2377. And he's also got, he knows about investments and banking too at the State Farm Bank. So do inquire. Well, again, thanks to all of our sports boosters. And we're going to be on the air again Monday, weather permitting. I always have to say weather permitting now. We'll be in Mapleton for the Hayfield Maple River baseball game. Hayfield ranked number 1 in the state in Class A, and 16-0. They'll be taking on, I think it's 12-4 Maple River, so it should be a good one at 5 o'clock on Monday here on Power 96 and all of our online venues as well. Thanks to Reg for being my tech man, and you got more brains than I got, so I'm glad you got us going right. Thanks a lot. I'm Jay Paul. I'll be, of course, on the morning show Monday too. So check that out, 6 to 9 there on Power 96.